Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Nation. I'm your man Rod Levins. Y'all caught a little bit of the sidebar of the pre-show, but y'all know who's sitting next to me is none other than the General Attorney Greg Jackson. How you doing, brother?
Once again, it's on, brother Lover. You know how we get this thing started every week, man. How's this weekend for you?
Weekend was great, man. But you know what, Greg? I went to see Superman.
You know, I want to see. Don't tell me nothing about it,
man. Okay, I ain't gonna tell you.
No,
hey,
so wait a
I ain't
minute.
gonna tell
you. Are you a DC fan or a Marvel fan, or you don't care?
I don't care. I'm a superhero fan.
Okay,
What about that?
All right, so you can give me an objective critique. How was the movie?
You want me to do like what's the two guys who usually
Siskel and Ebert?
Yeah, want me to give you Siskel and Ebert because they usually do this or that.
Yeah, now give me the up or down. I don't need no particulars. No.
Hey man, I am upset that they got my money for that.
No.
Sunday.
So did you see Justice League?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see the 4-hour Justice League?
4 hour?
Yeah.
Where you saw that at?
Yeah, the Rob Schneider version of the Justice League.
That was at the big screen?
I think they played it, and Brother Armando might be able to help us out, but I think they played it after it came out.
How did you like that? Tell me. So I
wasn't crazy about Justice League. That's the thing.
So what character was in Justice League?
I mean, yeah, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash.
Superman, okay.
Cyborg.
But you said 4 hours. I remember that, but
no, the one that you probably saw was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But there was a Rob Schneider. I think his name is Rob Schneider. He went back and he added some stuff to it, and it was the end of the. Hold on, let me find this.
So did you like the 4 hour version?
No, I didn't like the 2 hour version.
Hey, so that's a double thumbs down, man.
Yeah, hold on, wait.
Man.
So it was the Zack Snyder version of the Justice League, and that runtime was 4 hours and 2 minutes.
4 hours, man.
So just imagine the Justice League with all of the explanations and different things like that, and then they added another hour and a half to stuff that they had to try to explain that we really didn't understand anyways. Yeah.
Great.
So that's why I say, because I'm a superhero fan also. Now, I'm more of a Marvel guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm more of a Marvel guy. But DC, I watch some DC.
I'm not going to navigate you into a whole lot, but I'm going to just tell you one thing that I told Doc.
Okay.
And you and I can relate. I know Doc doesn't have any pets. I've been to your home. You've been to, you checked out. You know I got a dog too.
Uh-huh.
I would never call my dog dumb.
Why not?
Because Prince not dumb. Prince smart. And I've been around your dog. Your dog pretty smart too.
My dog is dead, man.
Oh, that dog.
I told you the dog died like a month ago.
Oh man.
I told you that.
Okay.
Who don't remember I said on the show
Okay.
and I told y'all.
Okay. Well, your dog still wasn't dumb. I'm telling you, man.
My dog wasn't dumb because my dog was Kaya. My dog was a Rottweiler.
So you're going to the Rottweiler. You're going straight to the Rottweiler.
Kaya was.
So my point for saying that was this, Greg. In the movie Superman.
This got to do with Superman?
Yes. You saw this dog with a cape. Greg,
what?
In Superman's lair. I ain't going to give a whole lot, man. I'm going to just say what I told Doc. So you really hyped up because, there's a super dog in the movie.
Nah, man.
Superman gets beat down. And
he whistles. Ain't that new. But listen.
He whistles.
Here comes the dog.
Here comes the dog. Greg. The dog came from nowhere.
Was it at least like a big old?
No, it looked like
a Rottweiler or an English Mastiff.
I got
Alibi or a Kangol or a Cane Corso or something like that.
So you thinking too big here. You thinking too big. My kids have a Morkie. You know how small that Morkie is. So it's a little bigger than a Morkie. Shaggy dog. But Greg, the dog didn't fly.
Nobody have a cape on for.
When he came and got Superman, he was running through the snow. But let me get to the point. Greg, Superman called the dog to help him because Superman got beat down. Superman was on the ground, couldn't get up. He needed help. He whistles for the dog. The dog comes. And the dog, because keep in mind, the dog got super strength. The dog want to play. He jumps up and jumps down on the man. So when he jumps down on Superman, it's like an army tank jumping on him. And Superman already hurt.
So Superman called the dog to help, and the dog coming to play,
beating him down even more. So Superman had to get the cape, put it in the dog's mouth, and say, "Take me home." Greg,
I don't want to see it.
dumbest dog ever.
I don't want to see Superman.
No, go see it, man. You got to see it for yourself.
No, man, I refuse.
I can tell they didn't spend no money on that movie.
No, wait, we're gonna see how much they spent on it because I'm sure that budget on that movie had to be $200 million.
Greg, me and Doc was talking about franchise movies. Mission Impossible is a franchise movie that when you go, you know you're gonna get your money's worth. You know, when they had the Bourne, what was it? The Bourne Identity?
Yeah, with Matt Damon.
Yeah, you knew when you were going to that, you were gonna get your money's worth. On some of the Marvels, you may get it, you may not. I don't know.
So the budget for that movie, Brother Love, $225 million
For Superman?
for Superman. Now, right now, because it came out July 13th, so I mean, listen, that's not bad. So they're still in like the first week of the movie. It's already grossed in the U.S. and Canada 122 million, which is probably going to be a slight disappointment. It has grossed worldwide 217 million. But listen, DC Comics over the past couple of years has been very, very disappointed in the movies that it's put out. Like I said, Justice League should have been. I mean, the Justice League, the shorter version was okay. That other stuff that they did with Zack Snyder was whatever it was. Aquaman, the first one was okay, but
that's
then they came back
DC
with
Comics. You talking about, right?
Yeah, DC.
So is that Spider-Man?
So no, remember what Spider-Man is Marvel.
Okay.
All right, because Spider-Man is what Iron Man and those guys.
Oh, okay,
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
So Aquaman, Batman, Superman, the Incredible Hulk used to be DC.
You know your DC versus Marvel because I just know they're superhero.
Yeah, no. But no, I'm a Marvel fan. But yeah, I struggle to go and watch DC comic movies because they always end up. I mean, think about Wonder Woman, 1984.
Yeah,
disappointing. So
1984. That was wasn't that the Bionic Woman that played Wonder Woman back then?
Nah, you're talking about what's her name? The lady from the Israeli lady.
Oh man, boy, you taking me.
Wait, you think about Linda Carter Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the movie Wonder Woman.
That's
Wonder Woman 1984 was the name of the movie.
Oh, but didn't Linda Carter? But did she play Wonder Woman?
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Okay.
Yeah. And the television version of Wonder Woman was Linda Carter.
Doc took us way back earlier doing the sit down show.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Netflix, and I don't know if you checked it out. Tyler Perry.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984.
Okay, Linda Carter. Okay,
right.
but I ain't Linda Carter. But that's but so Linda Carter played what series Wonder Woman? What era
on TV? Era in the 1970s.
Dang, that goes way back.
Yeah. So Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot plays Wonder Woman now in the modern version.
But Doc and I was talking earlier, man, because I did get a chance to look at that Tyler Perry on Netflix, Medea's Destination Wedding.
I've never watched a Madea movie.
Well, you never?
No.
Well, the first thing I said, and Doc, Doc started coming back at me because I told him I fell asleep on that. I said,
Doc, you watch Madea movies, man?
Yeah.
And you like them?
I mean, it's entertaining. I don't have a problem with it.
He gonna say what I said.
I don't have a problem with the drag.
I don't care nothing about the dress. I'm just saying it's not. I don't.
I fell asleep on it.
I don't blame you. At least you got a nap.
And that's the knock on him. What I respect about Tyler Perry is that he's attempting to tell stories of the community that don't get told. I have to give him that. How bad the acting or the directing is. Huh?
What story you telling me to be told?
I said that that need to be. I mean, everyday life aren't you tired of slave porn? 12 years a slave and
I ain't watched that one either.
And emancipation and
I ain't watched that one either.
The thing I gave him credit for.
I watched Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I watched Inside Man. That's Denzel Washington with Spike Lee that directed that one. I watched Italian Job, which was directed by F. Gary Gray, a movie that's based off of a classic. Listen, man. Another good movie that y'all need to watch, although it's not a black director, is The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey, and some other. It's like a British movie, man. I'm more that type.
I watched Samuel L. Jackson.
I watched Samuel L.
Tomothy Gray.
Who?
Tomothy Gray.
What's that? That's the name of the movie or somebody?
It's a series on, I think, either Apple or Peacock. Man, it is good.
No, I ain't seen that.
It
Okay, I
is
gotta check.
good.
I gotta check
I
it out.
mean,
Hey, Greg, did you see what Denzel Washington?
it's
who was
totally
the
great.
actor that used to date Steve Harvey's daughter? What's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Did you see what Denzel told him about a few weeks ago?
No.
He told him, man, if everybody always see you out in the streets, they really got no need to go pay to see you at the theater. Saying, hey man, you got to value your accessibility to everybody. And man, when I say he came across hard, he brought it.
So listen, I don't know if y'all remember this, but there's a story in Hollywood, and it's a story when Eddie Murphy first came out, and it was Eddie Murphy, you know, and the big three, to some extent, was Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, and Bill Cosby. And so Bill Cosby went to Eddie Murphy and said, you know, listen, man, you can't talk certain ways, you know, you curse too much, you do this, you do that.
I remember
And
that.
so Eddie Murphy,
yeah, that's a true
Richard Pryor,
story.
he was like, hey man, you know, Richard, you know, I just got through talking to Bill Cosby and da-da-da-da. And he said, what? He said, you need to tell Bill Cosby to go have a Coke and a smile and go sit there and go sit down.
Yeah, he said go sit down.
This is a different day and age than what Denzel Washington is used to. These young actors and actresses get paid based on being accessible to the public in multiple platforms. And so if they're not being seen out in public, they're being seen on Instagram, TikTok, all across social media, because that's how they maintain their exposure to things. Because if people don't see them, they're forgotten. This is a different world nowadays.
I get where you're going, but I'm gonna also go back because man, this gives me a reference point of when Jamie Foxx just did. What was it, BET that recognized him or something? And he talked about the fact that because he's opened himself up to social media, that he's gonna get the good and he accepts the bad.
Yeah.
And then when you switch gears, when Denzel was having a conversation about the fact that he is not, that we talk about Denzel not having scandal behind him because he lives that. I mean, it all depends on how you want to live.
I mean, but listen, Denzel is Denzel. You know, I'm not going to take nothing from Denzel Washington. He's one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
One of my favorite people altogether. But Denzel has to understand that this
Different
is a
era.
different day and age.
He's making his money the way he's making his money in the different age, the young, what do you call it, the new school?
Yeah.
Because they can, I mean, I don't know that, I don't see Denzel on the TikTok, so he ain't getting no TikTok money.
And listen, these kids nowadays, if they get so many people viewing them, they can get paid
Big
millions upon millions of dollars on social media alone.
Yeah.
Alone. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I understand what Denzel's saying. Back in the day, yeah, you didn't want to be as accessible as, you know, where people can just see you and touch you and things like that. You wanted that allure. But these young kids nowadays, they want to be able to see, touch,
They get it from everywhere.
and relate to the people that they're paying their money to.
Hey, Doc, that goes back to the conversation when we talked about Armando, who started out with us. Hey, Greg, how long have we been going now?
Right, but he's been with us at least 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But we were talking about the fact that Mondo don't even remember what a doggone phone booth necessarily looked like, a working phone booth.
He don't even know what a rotary phone is. We ain't even got to take him
I
outside.
said
Inside the house.
the phone on the
Hey,
wall.
if you in the house, you don't know what's going on.
Oh my God.
And what's this thing do? Why this thing got a
I
circle
got-
on it? You better go
Hey.
around me.
I got y'all beat. My granddaddy in Quincy, Florida, used to have to go out to the telephone pole and answer the phone.
Oh yeah, no. You got us on that one.
Yeah.
You got us on that one now. Cause hey, no.
Well, my great grandfather.
You walking out the house.
Hey, here's the movie I want to show y'all this. And this is a great, well, I say movie, but it's actually a show, and it's on Apple TV. It's Ptolemy Gray, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, and it is some great storytelling. And my main man, he plays the role in it. You got to watch that. That
Listen,
it's
if
it's
you know
good.
the story of Samuel L. Jackson, where he came from, but listen, his story is the same as a lot of black actors. that came up during that era. But Samuel L. Jackson came up during the time where he was not the prototypical actor, was not the prototypical look. I don't know if y'all remember, but Spike Lee was the one that really truly gave him his, well, actually, his real first big push came from Eddie Murphy.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
How so?
Go back
Yeah.
and watch Coming to
Yeah.
America.
No,
And the
before
guy
that,
in the McDowell's who had everybody at gunpoint was who?
Was it Samuel L.
Was
Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson. That's the first time I remember seeing
That
Samuel
was
L.
Coming
Jackson.
to America.
Coming to America. The next time I saw him was as Gator on More Better Blues.
Man, see, I got to go back and check it out.
Yeah.
And Greg, the way we got to the phone booth was talking about Superman and the fact that the
That's what
generation of Mondo couldn't connect. Why Superman ran into why did he run into a phone booth?
Did he run into a phone booth for this movie?
No,
I was about to
no,
say he can't.
no.
He can't run into a
Ain't
phone booth
none.
for this movie. Yeah. Yeah. Not unless he's in London somewhere, and that one don't work either. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
So,
man, boy, and you know what? I'm gonna put us back on track.
but listen, now, before you put us on track, man, I don't know if people realize this or not, man, but they're tuned in the two of most influential voices in Central Florida on a Monday night podcast, Brother Love and Greg Jackson. And we do talk about other things other than just movies, but Brother Love, they just caught us on the night where we wanted to talk about movies. But if you want to be a part of the night show, all you got to do is use those fingers and hit 407-921-6195. Again, that's 407-921-6195 to talk to Brother Love and Greg Jackson, the dynamic duo, and Doc Fly to jump in there with you too, so you get 3 for 2. And you can also go and use your little Twitter fingers and go to Facebook, and you can send all your comments and we'll reply back to you. But Brother Love, right now, we need to let the people know that it's time to
Get it on. All right.
Hey.
All right. So,
listen, hold on. Because I don't want to go away from the movies yet. What was the first big hit that Samuel L. Jackson was in? Y'all know?
big hit.
Yeah.
Samuel,
Mhm.
was it the one with Bruce Willis?
Nope. It was with somebody that used to be Denzel before there was a Denzel.
I mean, you're talking about Wesley Snipes, but I was talking about Mo
No.
Blues.
No.
Who?
1981, Ragtime. Y'all remember that movie?
Was that the one with Forrest Whitaker?
No.
Who was in Ragtime?
That was Howard Rollins.
see, I don't know.
Oh, Hal Rollins, the one that died.
Yeah.
Okay. A Soldier Story, Harold Rollins.
I
Right.
don't remember it at all.
That's
Ragtime. He was in
when
Ragtime?
Ragtime was the one he became a star in.
I
And
don't
then he
remember
went on
Ragtime.
to star in Heat of the Night and the Soldier Story. Soldier Story was his last role.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna put us back on track. Now I'm gonna put us back on track. Hey, so General,
Yes, sir.
let me ask you about something that's been on the news, and I mean everybody's been talking about it, particularly in the Miami-Dade area, and I think the mayor has pushed back against it. I mean, you got a great deal of environmentalists pushing back. I was having a conversation with some friends, independent of one another, over the weekend. One of the things that stuck out to them was they were seeing, and I think it was Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz and some other legislators talk about this place that's Alligator Alley.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about the food and the heat and things of the nature. Greg, what's the update that you've been, keeping up with on this, what's going on with Alligator Alley?
All right. So, the big issue for some with Alligator Alley is that they're saying that it is inhumane for the individuals who are placed in Alligator Alley, who are actually being placed there to be deported back to either their country or to some other place because they're here in the United States illegally. And so they're saying that the food is mosquito infested, it's too hot, and all the other things that prison should be. I don't understand why it is that when people are placed in conditions of what a condition is supposed to be, that folks have an issue or a problem with it. Now, if we go and we look, remember Sheriff Arpaio? In Arizona.
Yeah.
And
Put them in tents.
Put them in tents, and he made them wear pink.
Pink,
And there was
you're
no
right.
television, and they had peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bologna, or something like that.
And Greg, give the flip side of the comparison as to what we see in some other detention facilities when we talk about air conditioning, cable, and things. So
I mean, listen, for the most part, the U.S. Penal system, and let's be clear, this is not a prison. This is a detention camp. Individuals who are being deported out of this country for being here illegally. All right,
correct.
And so, by most accounts, the conditions that they are in is like a med resort cruise. Because if they were in some other country or some other place, they would not have the accommodations that they have, and they would not have the food that they have and the other things. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the U.S. should resort to being
inhumane. We're not saying that.
But the conditions that are being explained down there is exactly what they're supposed to be.
And when you hear some of the lawmakers talk about the sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, and things like that, and I'm sitting back scratching my head, and I'm thinking to myself, so what are you saying that should get steaks? I mean, and again, we're not saying that there needs to be any level of inhumane treatment, but when you hear the discussion about what should it be?
So listen, man, if they were to come back and they say, listen, these prisoners are being kept contained in closed or enclosures that are, 5 feet by 5 feet. They have masks over their head throughout the day so that they can't see, and they are sensory deprived. They only have water to drink. The food that they're eating has maggots and mold.
So we're talking cruel treatment.
Yeah, we're talking about a place where they are providing them with the types of treatments that should be provided in a detention center for individuals who have broken the law.
A lot of the conversation, Greg, that we've been getting is from local folk that are saying, we see these legislators that are getting a lot of attention talking about that, but they're not talking about how are we getting homeless resources? How are we getting resources to veterans that need support and assistance? That old saying about generosity starts at home. You have people having a conversation about what about us?
What's interesting is that there was a state representative, and I forget her name, but she was either from the St. Pete area or somewhere like that. And she went and she toured this facility, and she was talking about, the deplorable nature of that facility. And what I would challenge a lot of these elected officials who are going out of their way to go to a place where individuals who are in this country illegally are being detained is to go to the worst areas in your district and tell me if the individuals that are living in the worst area in your district
need your
are
help
living in worse or better conditions than the people that you see in those camps. Because what I'm going to say is, Brother Love,
good job.
I can almost guarantee you that there are probably children who are in homes that are overcrowded. There are probably children in homes that are food deprived, where they don't have meals in their homes. They're probably in places where there are bug infested, where there is sewage in the homes. And these elected officials would much rather go down to Alligator Alley and politicize individuals who are in this country illegally being sent back to their own country or to some other country for being here illegally. And they are focusing on those individuals as opposed to focusing on the individuals in their communities who need them the most.
Greg, do you think that it's more headline driven because
Absolutely.
you get more media?
Yeah, you ain't got to finish. Absolutely.
Hey guys, some people are seeing they call it the Holocaust. Some people say it's like the Holocaust.
Listen, and that is, and if you all can't hear what Brother Armando is saying, is that some people are referring to this as a Holocaust, and I think that is probably one of the most disrespectful statements that could ever be said.
Totally
if anyone compares it to slavery, that is one of the most disrespectful statements that can ever be made, because there's no atrocity that is worse than slavery. That individuals were stolen from their country, that were placed on a ship for months-long journeys in the bowels of ships to line their own vomit and their own feces, and died and thrown overboard, and compare that to what these individuals are facing, or individuals who were placed in concentration camps and marched through into death chambers, who were snatched away from their families, who were tattooed so that they could be identified, who was literally starved to death, whose bones were used as artifacts and pieces of relics and different things like that.
Right.
And to compare that to what we're seeing in Alligator Alley, for any person to say that, shame on them.
And using that vernacular for headlines. Yeah, headlines. But you know what? It needs to be reversed back on them to say, how dare you take us there when this is no comparison.
Listen, this is what I'll say. if any of the elected officials from Central Florida went down there, I would challenge them to let's go and take a walk through certain areas here in Central Florida. And I don't want to call out the areas because I don't want to disrespect individuals who live in that area who really have no other place to go for whatever the reason is. But I would challenge those elected officials to go to the most hard hit areas in the areas that they actually represent and do something about those deplorable conditions that they see there.
All that being said, Greg, I think it takes us back to one place, and that is, while all this attention from our elected leaders is being focused on Alligator Alley,
Yeah.
how much is it being directed at what's taking place at home?
Yeah, I mean, listen, and you know, I could walk people through an area right now where there are people who are living in homes where sewage is backing up into the sinks where they wash their dishes. Literally, those are deplorable conditions that these elected officials need to come and step up and have conversations about why their children who are living in those conditions. It's something to say where we have to have programs during the summer for children to have food because they can't have food in their homes if they live in a food desert. But these elected officials are concerned about people who are being provided with turkey sandwiches.
Well, you're educating people about the fact that in impoverished communities, you don't have grocery stores where these folks have immediate access to fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And then, Greg, what do people do as an alternative since you don't have direct access to that? You're getting food from places, fast food.
Yeah.
So one of the things is that, I may partake in, but that's not necessarily good for you.
Yeah. I mean, people need to be very careful about what they hitch their wagons to, and they need to be very careful to address what's happening in their own backyard.
You're right.
To travel from Central Florida or to travel from Tampa to go to Alligator Alley to a detention center or detention camp for individuals who are in this country illegally, to go there and to politic for individuals who are in this country illegally. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be done. Like I said, if they would have gone there and they would have seen things that are against a person's human rights, let's talk about that. But that is not what they saw.
Greg, I'm going to just round this out. But one of the things I would say, and we've had this conversation many a times, if local folk would tell their elected leaders, focus on accomplishing the agenda that's local right now.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that done versus expanding your horizon to something that doesn't, it's impacting. But Greg, here's the one thing, and I was having a conversation with folks. The fact of the matter being, you could call them different vernaculars, illegal, undocumented, but at the same time, Greg, it's a crime, correct? It's a civil matter, right? But it's still a crime.
No doubt. I mean, listen, you're not going to get any pushback or disagreement with me. And listen, I don't blame people for wanting to come to the United States.
Right.
I mean, for as much as people who are citizens of this country speak ill about this country, you have a right to do so. That's what this country is about, is the freedom to say the things about this country that you don't agree with and what you don't like, to an extent. Everything comes with some caveats. But I don't blame people who want to come here, because where else can a person who comes from nothing, who doesn't come from money, who has a poor background, can build themselves up to be a member of Congress or to own a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar business, or to be impactful in their communities? There's no other place like the United States of America where people can strive and only be limited by the limitations that they place in their own minds. Because I understand that people are going to tell you can't do this, you can't do that, and they're going to hold you back. But if you have a stronger mentality than the one that's telling you that you can't,
Right,
then you should be able to do it.
The very interesting thing, though, man, is the fact that you can be vilified by saying what is right now. You got individuals that come here, man, and they go through the process to be here. And, I know America's been built on immigration and immigrants. So, man, we just got to figure out.
But listen, I don't want people to confuse what I'm saying and think that I'm saying that everything in this country is great or that everything is fair. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to pretend and say that there's no such thing as discrimination. I'm not going to say that. What I am going to say is that overall, in the country that we live in, you have greater opportunities here than you do any other place
You're right.
in the world. Now, yeah, listen, there are things that we do need to work on, that we do need to fix. But overall, this is still this experiment of democracy, of a republic, is
Best
still
place in the
the
world.
greatest that we have right now today.
I'll tell you what, check out this segue.
Uh-oh.
Check out how I'm gonna shift gears.
Uh-oh.
Shift gears,
I'm
Greg,
watching. I'm
on
watching.
this one. But while I shift gears, man, can you talk to us about the new law that's going into effect dealing with speeding? You like that?
I like that. Oh yeah, we talking about laws and breaking laws. Listen, man. So, Doc Flight, did you get that text, man?
Doc having dinner now.
He noticed. So anyway, so for those who don't know, July 1st, there were several new laws that went into effect, or that took effect. One of which is a new speeding law. All right. And this new speeding law, Brother Love, one aspect of the law says that if any person is driving more than 50 miles or driving 50 miles over the posted speed limit, automatically go to jail. No questions asked. Don't pass go. No get out of free jail card. You go to jail if you drive. So, for instance, if the posted speed limit is 25 miles per hour and you blaze through doing 75 miles per hour,
You going to jail.
they're gonna put the nice shiny bracelets on you.
No option. They don't have the discretion anymore.
They're gonna take you straight to jail. Now, the other part of the law, which is new, is that if you are caught driving 100 miles or over, straight to jail. No questions asked, nothing like that. And case in point, on July 1st at about 12:30 a.m., approximately 30 minutes after the law took effect, there was a gentleman who was driving over 100 miles per hour, and he was actually caught on the news being taken to jail as the first person to be arrested under the new law. Under the new law. Now, the reason why I laugh, Brother Love, is a lot of folks don't know this, but I got a car that can move pretty fast sometimes, Brother Love.
Do you have a heavy foot though?
I got a very heavy foot, Brother Love. I got
Okay.
and there's no shame in that. And so I found myself one day on the turnpike, and I'm just going through traffic, and I said, well, let me just look and see how fast I'm going, and let me document this for myself, because I'm moving at a pretty good clip. I'm feeling good about myself, and let me just make sure that people understand this. The speed limit was 70 miles per hour. This was June 29th. All right, 2 days before the law takes effect, so I'm good.
So you good?
I'm good. So as I take a picture, that's what I thought Doc was going to show us. The speedometer showed that I was doing approximately 102 miles per hour, Brother Love. And I had some more to go, but I decided to back
That's
off.
enough of it.
Hey,
Because,
give me a sec. Give me a second. I had.
Showing off or whatever.
Give me a second. I'm gonna put it up there. You keep talking.
Is he in the shed?
I don't know. Hey, but do you see that villainous
Yeah, is he in the
shadow?
shed? Yeah, what is
Yeah.
he in the shed,
Yeah.
Doc? So, but yeah, so if I would have been, first off, if it would have been July 1st, then yes, I would have been breaking the law.
And Greg, I think it's important that you mention the fact that one, if you go over 50 miles over the speed limit,
Yeah.
it's automatic. But then the other part of it is all bets are off if you at 100 plus.
I mean, listen, it's you. People will be surprised at how quickly you can get to 100 miles per hour.
Man,
I mean, you'll be surprised. I mean, on any given day, just cruising in traffic, you probably going to hit 80, 85 miles per hour.
you better pay attention now.
Yeah. So I mean, you just go 15 miles faster than that, which I mean, it's a nice little clip. 15 miles is not bad. But if you just go 15 miles over that, you potentially, if 50 gets behind you,
Greg, so that's in the state of Florida now.
that's in the state of Florida now. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, man.
You
Hey,
that foot
now-
was heavy.
Hey, listen. I
Listen.
had.
Listen,
I had some more I could get to.
hey, he got a rocket that's faster than my rocket, and my
Hey,
rocket.
listen. If I would have put it in sport mode, I would have. You know, I'm just saying.
What's the fast you've had it up to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
About 130.
Okay.
About
Yeah,
130.
I when I first got mine, I hit 140.
Yeah,
it tops
okay.
out at
I get listen, man.
180.
I get scared. I get
But
scared
you-
when I get to a certain speed.
But yours will go 200.
It about 175.
Yeah, it goes faster than mine.
Yeah, it
You
hit
know-
175.
Yeah, but
wanna
the
be up there.
good thing for both of y'all now is the new law is taking effect. Y'all did that before.
Listen. it catch me at the right moment, I'll try the law now. I'll see if I got a runner.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
hey, Doc, all that is beefing.
Yeah,
All
that's the
that
bad.
is-
I did mine in 2019, so I'm well
Hey,
behind.
capping. Hey, Doc, I'm capping. As a young kid, I'm capping right now.
But listen, the craziest thing about it, I took, just like you did, I took a picture of mine and put it on Facebook.
Oh,
How about my mom called me and say, somebody told me you out there going 200 miles an hour. You know, 200 kilometers.
oh man.
I said, no, what you talking about? I wasn't going no 200 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
Huh. She said, them people on Facebook said,
Hey, they done put you out there, huh?
Hey, y'all giving documented. Hey, but that took place July 1?
Not me. I did mine on June 29th. I got the screenshot.
No, but the
and
new
everything.
law went into effect July 1.
July 1st.
And you know, I'm looking, you know, we all probably found ourselves guilty at one point or another. But hey, now
Not
we
me.
know. No
Now we
excuse.
know.
Not
No
me.
excuse.
I
Hey,
know.
you know,
Not
Rick,
me.
let me ask you this, man. And you know, another big topic
Yeah.
that has been working its way through the court system, Greg, and it's at the federal level, I believe. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know this stuff. You know far better, but the big topic now, birthright citizenship.
You know, I don't know if people were watching or listening, but the Trump administration had a number of significant wins last week. You know, one of the wins they had was that the court said that Trump could continue with the layoffs. The other had to do with the immigration, that he could continue to send individuals to countries other than their own countries and being deported. But then there was this big question that some folks believe that the Supreme Court would get to, which was the birthright citizenship issue or question. And for those who aren't up on the topic, or those who are kind of know a little bit about the topic, birthright citizenship stands for the proposition to some, to many, that if an individual is born in this country, then pretty much they are citizens of these United States.
But before you go there, and help me with this, Greg, because I've been doing some research on this. The genesis of birthright citizenship started in 1800 something
Or
or
around
other.
slavery time.
Yeah, but
around the abolition of slavery.
correct. So it was intended so that the children of slaves could actually inherit birthright citizenship.
Was it not? And that's the big question.
Okay.
Because the argument from the Trump administration is just that argument, that this is a law that was put in place to address individuals who were brought here in slavery, whose children were born in this country. And so now those individuals born into this country, although their parents were brought here in slavery, are now citizens of these United States.
And the argument, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, man, but their interpretation is that the intent of this has expanded far beyond what it was originally intended.
Absolutely. And so what they're saying is that now individuals who even come into the country illegally, that if they're here illegally and they have children who are born in the United States, then those individuals who are born here are citizens. And so the counter argument to that, in addition to, hey, this law was meant to address individuals who were brought here in slavery or their children, is that now, how can you say that someone who is here in this country illegally, that their children can now be legally considered citizens of a country that their parents came here illegally?
Okay, I love how
Came to illegal.
I love how you put meat on the bones on this, and I know I might be saying this incorrectly, but can you give some history about what's it called, Dredge versus
So now you're talking about Dred Scott.
Dred Scott?
So
Yeah.
Dred Scott is a different case. Dred Scott stood for the proposition that an individual, a man, a black man is less valuable than a white man. And so that's where the whole premise of black men were 3/4 of a human versus a white person. So Dred Scott basically said that no, everyone is the same. Everyone is equal, which is slightly different from, hey, if you're born in this country,
Okay.
and your parents were brought here in slavery, then you're a citizen.
So Greg, did Dred Scott, because I mean, and maybe my reading or because it was pushing back against citizenship.
Well, it was pushing back. It was pushing back on the proposition that blacks and whites were the same.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the whole thing about all men are created equally, that's what it attacked. It was saying that, listen, Dred Scott basically stood for the proposition that all men are created equally, but up until that point, the law said no, all men are not created equally.
You know, we talked about IQs going up on this show, boy. This is school time right here.
Listen, yeah, all you gotta do is listen, man. All you gotta do is listen. So what the Supreme Court did, and I want to say it was either Sunday evening is when I saw this come across. It may have come across on Friday, but I didn't see it until Sunday. It's basically they said that in the states where birthright citizenship is not being challenged, then it's okay to continue under the premise that individuals who are born in this country, whose parents are not from this country, cannot say that they are American citizens because it's not being challenged in those states. Now, there are a number of states in conjunction with the ACLU and other civil rights groups who are now saying, well, listen, no, we're going to challenge this. We believe that the Supreme Court, although they've said that it's in states that it's not being challenged, that the Supreme Court has not said that you can move forward carte blanche in this particular case. So this is something that the Supreme Court is going to have to step in yet again, and they're going to have to clarify under what circumstances the law of birthright citizenship can or cannot be applied. Because they just applied it right now. It's almost like so this is almost like the Emancipation Proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
When people talk about the Emancipation Proclamation technically did not free the slaves. The Emancipation Proclamation actually freed the slaves in the states that had rebelled.
Boy, you pushing it.
Yeah,
you pushing it right now.
So this is what they're challenging the courts to do, is to say, okay, listen, this is not Emancipation Proclamation. Don't come in here and say, hey, it only applies to those who rebelled. What about the ones who didn't rebel?
Hey, y'all hearing it directly from Professor Jackson,
which is why the 14th Amendment was so important.
Man, I got
because then Congress stepped in and they outlined what those rights were.
Greg, you did a great job on that piece, man. I got to give it to you, brother.
Listen, man, I gotta thank my mom and my daddy.
I got to give it to you. Hey, you know what? Here's another question, man.
What you got?
And I'm gonna take us way out now. I had a friend that just came back from vacation with his family from South Korea.
What was he doing in South Korea?
He took his family and they had, like 4 or 5 couples went, and I mean, showed me pictures, man, just beautiful. I mean, we hear about South Korea, and we don't hear about the vacation spots.
Well, no, South Korea and Vietnam, we do hear about them. I just ain't never heard of nobody going there.
Yeah, he took his family, but
wait.
I had
let me say this right.
Go ahead.
He never heard about no brothers, no sisters.
No brothers and sisters. Yeah, well, and this brother loves, when he goes and he travels, he puts it on so you can follow him on social media.
Very nice.
And so I was asking him, did he go? Was he near? What do you call it? What is it called?
DMV.
DMV.
Yeah.
And he said no, they didn't see any of that.
I don't think you can get within like 10.
Let me know.
Hey, Doc. There's like, although the DMV is that line right there, what's the radius that you can't get within a certain
distance of that?
Beauty, well, when I was there, it was 10 miles for
That's what I
civilian.
thought. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So no wonder why he couldn't get anywhere. And he said that wasn't on their adventure trip. I mean, on their log or whatever. But so when I asked that question, that leads me into where we're going right now, Greg, and that is, has anyone seen Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un.
But Greg, here's the thing. I mean, and I don't know if you've seen or paid attention to it, but he has created a vacation paradise in North Korea.
For himself.
Well, for himself.
Yeah,
You're right.
Created for nobody else. But that's a great question, Brother Love, because with everything that happens around the orbit of Trump, the one thing that you can be certain of, I don't care what nobody says, the one thing you can be certain of is that these dictators and these people that threaten to bomb the U.S. and all this other stuff, they go radio silent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when Joe Biden was in office, Dr. Black, you remember this. When Joe Biden was in office, Kim Jong-il, he's shooting off missiles. His missiles so jacked leg, he's trying to shoot them off so quick, they can't even get 10 miles off of the shore of his own country.
Who was that?
Hey, what they say?
That was China.
China.
Yeah.
But they say crazy, no crazy.
Yeah. But when Trump, listen, I haven't heard
None of that
any
nonsense.
foolishness out of Kim Jong-un. I haven't heard any foolishness. I mean, the Chinese, they were pushing back with the tariffs and things like that. But since we've gotten that shit, I haven't heard any foolishness.
No flying balloons over America.
No, listen, we ain't playing. But the only one that's kicking up dust right now, even Hamas, has straightened out.
Who?
Matter of fact, Hamas has straightened out so much that Netanyahu presented Donald Trump with a letter nominating him for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, Peace Prize.
Understand what I'm
Man,
telling you?
yeah.
When that's what I said. When it's sometimes, brother, love, Dr. Light. Sometimes you got to have a crazy person, or I don't want to call them crazy. You got to have an unpredictable person in office because people don't know what's going to happen if they step out of
People
line.
don't want to
Listen, hey, I told Rod about a dream I had last
Hey, he did.
last,
He did.
last
You ain't
night.
gonna believe it.
I dreamed I went to the White House and met Donald Trump,
And
we
like what he
told-
said.
and I liked him. I say, you all right. I don't care what they say about you. I say, because I understand. I agree with a lot of the stuff that you're doing. You are absolutely right on the trade deal. Okay? See, what I love about Donald Trump is he really faithful. Fool around and find out.
Yeah.
And that is vastly different from Barack Obama and Joe Biden and other Democrats who just
George
pander
Bush.
all over the.
Listen, you got to name George Bush,
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter. I mean, we have not seen a president like this since
No.
probably FDR.
Hey, and the point, in fact, is that President Obama said a lot of the things, same exact things that Trump is saying now, but you don't see the
But he
media
ain't
going
do,
back.
but he didn't do.
You're right.
anything
You're right.
about it.
He didn't do. Doc, you're right. He didn't do anything about it. But the fact that when Trump says these things, the media comes and immediately vilifies it. But then you got Obama who said the same exact thing, but everybody got a short memory.
But I mean, but to that point though, if we go back and we talk a little bit about alligator Alcatraz, what some people are saying is that when individuals were coming across the border under Barack Obama's administration, and a lot of folks don't remember this, but the photographs that they were showing during Donald Trump's administration saying, oh, look what they're doing, were actually photographs that were taken during Barack Obama's administration. And what they're saying is that, they weren't saying anything when individuals were being placed in these camps under Joe Biden or Barack Obama, but now they're saying something under Trump.
Yeah. But
Well, that's how it's going to be. For all intents and purposes, the reality is Trump is being pursued and demonized a lot based on his delivery. Not his policy, but how he delivers stuff. And if you stand back and you look at the issues that he's addressing, these are issues that Democrats had the opportunity to address and fix and wouldn't, because they were too busy pandering to all of the different elements in the party. And we're sick of it. I don't want to vote Democrat anymore.
Hey, but one other thing that we are seeing, Greg, and I don't know if you saw it or you paid any attention to it, where now Trump is actually saying Putin is full of crap.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he's being straight up about it now.
I mean, listen, my understanding is that they're getting ready to impose some very strict sanctions against Russia. They are sending Patriot missiles over to Ukraine in order to aid them and assist them with this war effort. Trump has made several attempts to bring Putin to the table to usher in peace or to usher in a ceasefire in that area. And that's what I'm saying. The only one who has not gotten in line at this point is Vladimir Putin. Mm-hmm. But every other dictator of sorts, every other, listen, look what happened in Iran.
Yeah.
Everyone who steps out of line of sorts quickly find themselves in a position of having to wonder, is Donald Trump really who he says he is?
You know what you're really talking along the lines of, Greg? You're talking along the lines of what we've heard for decades, being that red line.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all stirring me up tonight.
It's no red line.
Listen, but the term that is aptly stated in this particular scenario is peace through strength.
The strength. Yep.
But listen. Do y'all know that Iran actually called the United States? Remember when they launched those missiles?
Oh yeah.
They call the United States and say, "Hey, we're gonna shoot some missiles at y'all.
And this is where we
Move your
shoot.
people out the way.
Yeah,
Let us know when they gone, and we'll fire our missiles, and they can come back."
that's what people don't realize. That's right. they told them. They
Yeah,
forecast.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
listen, we got to show something now. We can't just
Yeah.
sit here and act like we're not gonna do something. And that's what they did.
But
Oh,
they were
that's
so
right.
terrified of actually killing and harming Americans that they call and ask permission. Who
Doc.
does that in war?
Hey Doc, United States did the same thing before they attacked Iran as well. They informed them before they shot those missiles. So it was kind of
No,
looking out for each
they-
other.
Not those big boys.
Oh yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are military targets. Armando, the United States technology is so good, it can hit a walnut,
Right.
okay,
Right.
in the middle of the desert. So the chance of having that
That
friendly
collateral damage
Yeah,
that most
collateral
other people have.
damage.
Yeah.
is very much minimized
Yep.
in using our munitions. It's just totally different.
Now, what they did do now to Armando's point, what they did do, they warned them and said that if you don't shut down this program, we're going to bomb these sites. They did tell them that. Now they didn't tell them,
Yeah.
hey, get your people out the way because we're about to do it in the next 15 minutes, like what Iran did. But they did tell them, if you all do not shut down this program, we are going to target these sites.
Greg, I need for you to kind of break and back up just a little bit.
All right.
You said something that was really profound, but it's something that has been said over and over again, and that is peace through strength.
Yeah.
Break it down for people.
I mean, listen, sometimes you have to show people that if they step out of line, that there are going to be consequences and repercussions. And what Donald Trump has shown time and time again is that if you do things that he feels are a threat to this country or a threat to allies of this country, that he has no issue with stepping in. This is far from what the Biden administration would do, where they allowed Russia to move in, on the border of Ukraine, didn't do anything. When they pulled troops out of Afghanistan, with people literally falling off of the plane because they didn't want the Americans to live. Leave. When individuals who were helping the Americans, whose families were rounded up and shot and killed because they were aiding Americans in their efforts there, and they were abandoned. This is far from that.
Let me point something out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you picked up, or I know you realized this like everybody else did, but when Trump was saying he was still contemplating whether or not he was going to send some bombs to Iran, by the time America was sitting back saying, okay, is he gonna make a decision?
It was done.
It was done.
It was done.
They was on their way back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, he told them these are the consequences to your actions.
Mm-hmm.
He let them know. Hey, listen, if this is what you're going to compare that to other administrations where they say, hey, if you do this, we're going to do that, and nothing happens.
And everybody was sitting back, after it was done, thinking that it was just like a warning that one or two, but by the time the full disclosure,
14. But here's the thing too. When it happened, people were so afraid that this country was going to be attacked by Iran. But whoever's in charge already knew that if we do this, we're good. And if they do try to take those steps to do something to the United States, or it's contingent in other areas, there will be consequences, consequences and repercussions.
I just think the level of preparedness, I think people underestimate that there are systems that are far beyond what we sit here talking about that are already in place.
So that's what peace through strength is.
It is. Okay.
Not being afraid to use the greatest military force on the planet, but in a way that keeps peace. Because right now, has it been 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
That the ceasefire between Iran and Israel has remained intact?
Impressive. Real impressive.
I mean, listen, that's the type of dare I say it, but that's the type of leadership that's needed in this world at this time. Someone who will step in and say, listen,
action.
I like that.
Hey, Greg, I don't want us to run out of time, so I want to hit this before we go.
What you got?
The IRS clears the way for churches to endorse political candidates. What?
This was big news. And I'm wondering if it's going to garner any challenges from nonprofit organizations. But basically what the IRS has indicated is that now churches can endorse political candidates and not lose their their nonprofit status. Now, before, churches had to be very careful about endorsing or appearing to endorse political candidates, because if they did, they would lose their tax exempt status. But the IRS has cleared the way for churches to be able to endorse candidates again.
So when did that come out, Greg?
That came out on Thursday or Friday of last week.
So what I'm curious about, and that's why I said, let me hit you with this, because we didn't want to run out of time. But when you say churches can do this, and churches, and you can explain it to folks, churches are not-for-profit entities.
Right.
Does this apply to not-for-profit entities that are not?
That's the $1 million question right
Okay.
there, Brother Love. And that's what I have to figure out, because I have not seen, aside from churches, any other nonprofit organizations that have this same leeway to endorse individuals or to endorse political candidates without losing their status.
Right,
Remember,
to me-
that's
Yeah.
what Stacey Abrams
You're right.
is talking about. So if that changes things, then listen, she has no issues right now.
Seems like to me, Greg, that opens the door wide open.
Because is one being treated differently from another for a particular reason? Because remember, there are but listen, on both sides, I can't just say on the Republican side, because there were a number of pastors that got behind Donald Trump, and people like, well, hey, churches can't do that. But listen, Democratic candidates go to black churches for a reason. For every election cycle since MLK passed away, white politicians have found themselves in African-American churches around election time, and then we don't see them much more after that. But what now happens if black churches can outwardly endorse political candidates? Now, I don't know if it changes things, because a lot of folks are not in love with the black church.
You're right.
So,
But Greg, you and I have witnessed. I mean, shit, Greg. Since we've been sitting in these seats, we got a lot of friends that are pastors that lead flocks, if you would.
Yeah.
And we've seen when they get up to articulate who they have interest in, who they supporting, they immediately qualify with a disclaimer saying,
this is me, this is not the church.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, now this is also going to make a lot of pastors honest too, because some of them use that to say, I can't do it.
"Oh yeah, you're right."
Well, yeah, you can, Pastor.
So Pastor, tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah. Who is it that you get behind? I can't do it because yes, you can. The IRS says
Greg,
you
this
can
is
do
going to
it.
be real interesting.
It's going to be very interesting.
So when will, is there any timeline on when this will be clearer for people?
Now, based on my reading of the article that came out, it's now.
You know who we need to get on the show?
Who's that?
A good friend to the show who keeps everybody up on politics.
Dr. Jewett.
Dr. Jewett.
Yeah.
So man, I tell you, we got to put a call in our good friend.
Yeah. I think you would enjoy this conversation too.
And nationally renowned in that area, in that space and place.
Mhm.
So that is one that man, Greg, you and I, and we'll reach out to him and see if we can get him on here.
Absolutely.
Those are some interesting topics.
Absolutely.
Hey, and you know what? When we get him on here, birthright citizenship,
Mhm.
the IRS issue with faith-based organizations. Are they saying faith-based organizations,
They
churches?
said churches.
This is gonna be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, yeah, because there are a number of nonprofit organizations that should be saying, hey, what about us?
Those two subjects alone is enough to keep Dr. Jewett pretty busy on the show.
Absolutely. So,
But tell you what, Greg, I think this is one of those nights where the IQs have gone up.
yeah, man, listen, we gave him something to think about tonight, Brother Love.
But tell you what, all you have to do is tune in next week and you'll get a whole lot more. We'll see if we can get Dr. Jewett here. But Greg, man, this has been a real interesting evening, man.
Absolutely. And listen, if we don't get Dr. Jewett, guess who else is going to be? Guess who's going to be here?
We'll be here.
We're going to be here.
We're gonna be here with no doubt. Hey, tell you what, my brother, General, you do not have to go home.
Got to get out of here.
Hey, y'all, tune in next week, 7 o'clock. Let's Talk Nation. We'll see you then. Take care.